What I mean by authoritarian learning is the idea of developing a palette of best survival practices. Autocracies want to maintain power, and so they will learn whatever is necessary to maintain those survival practices. Authoritarian learning includes, I would say, a certain amount of diffusion, a strong version of diffusion, regular contact with each other. It also involves linkage between autocratic regimes. I think that's important. And also emulation and adaptation. Autocracies are constantly adapting, and they're always trying to stay one step ahead of, say, protesters in terms of maintaining that survival. So for me, authoritarian learning is the constant adaptation to develop best survival practices to maintain power, and hopefully to end up like Francisco Franco in Spain, dying in your bed at a ripe old age of 75. In terms of the different forms of lessons from each other and from their own experience, I think that it's harder to show in terms of learning from internal learning. I think that autocracies do engage in internal learning because what has worked well in the past in Russia will almost certainly work again in Russia. What has failed in Russia can be turned and changed. So the internal learning is, I think, important, although it's generally hidden. The external learning we can see regularly with the meetings, the networks that exist between these different regimes and how they are constantly talking to one another, the role that regional organizations play in terms of this process of developing learning rooms, that they are dealing with trying to understand how to deal with protesters, how to stop the opposition, how to frame civil society in such a way as to make most of the public not want to get involved in civil society, to atomize society, because an atomized society is a controlled society. And I think this is particularly relevant there as well. So it is a mix, I would say, of external and internal learning.